Welcome back to State Quarter. Let me ask you something really quickly. When was the last time you actually looked closely at a dime before spending it? Most people don't. They toss it in a jar, leave it in the car, or spend it without a second thought. But what if one of those tiny dimes was secretly worth thousands, tens of thousands, or even over $500,000? It sounds unbelievable, but it's absolutely real. Some Roosevelt dimes that look completely normal have become some of the most valuable modern coins ever discovered, and collectors are paying shocking amounts of money to own them. Today, we're counting down the top 10 most valuable Roosevelt dimes you should be looking for right now, and the prices might blow your mind. But before we start, make sure you subscribe to State Quarter and hit the notification bell so you don't miss future videos about rare coins hiding in everyday pocket change. All right, take a close look at your dimes, because we're starting with the single most valuable Roosevelt dime in history, the 1975 Roosevelt dime with no S mint mark. That's right, this isn't your typical dime that jangles around in your pocket. This is a coin that can command hundreds of thousands of dollars at auction, and collectors are hunting for it with a passion. If you've ever dreamed of finding a modern coin with serious rarity, stick around, because this one is the real deal. Now, let's get into the coin itself. The 1975 Roosevelt dime is part of the long-running series honoring Franklin D. Roosevelt, first issued in 1946 after his death. Normally, you'd expect dimes from the 1970s to be plentiful, but this specific 1975 version with no S mint mark is a remarkable exception. Most dimes that year were minted in Philadelphia or Denver, and the mint mark tells the story, but in rare cases, some dimes lack the S mark that should appear on coins from San Francisco. That tiny absence transforms an everyday dime into a numismatic treasure. The design of the Roosevelt dime is instantly recognizable. Roosevelt's profile dominates the obverse, crisp and dignified, while the reverse features a torch, olive branch, and oak branch symbolizing liberty, peace, and strength. But collectors aren't just drawn to the design, they're looking for perfection. Every minute scratch, every small ding, and the sharpness of the strike can make an enormous difference in the coin's value. The metal composition is standard, essentially a copper-nickel clad, but the scarcity and minting anomaly are what drive collectors wild. Condition is everything when it comes to this coin. A circulated 1975 dime with no S mint mark might be worth tens of thousands of dollars, but that's just the starting point. As you climb the grading ladder into uncirculated condition, the values skyrocket. Mint state examples, especially those graded MS65 or higher by reputable services, are extraordinarily rare. High-grade coins can fetch anywhere from $400,000 to over $500,000, and there are documented sales reaching the upper echelons of that range. To put it bluntly, a single well-preserved coin could outpace the value of entire collections of other modern dimes. Collectors and investors alike are fascinated because this isn't just a coin to admire, it's a tangible piece of financial history. While most 1970s dimes are practically pocket change today, this anomaly proves that scarcity can lurk in the most unexpected places. It's the perfect blend of historical intrigue, eye-catching design, and staggering rarity. Finding one in circulation is like winning the lottery, although in this case, the jackpot can literally be $500,000 or more. If you're hunting for this coin, always pay attention to the details. Look closely at the mint mark area, check for wear, and consult grading experts. Even small differences in strike quality and surface preservation can dramatically influence the auction price. The market for this dime is highly competitive, and every auction proves just how valuable high-grade examples can be. Serious collectors know that securing an MS66 or MS67 example isn't just about owning a coin, it's about holding a piece of modern American numismatic legend. To put the value into perspective, consider that the 1975 Roosevelt dime with an investment-grade rarity, at the very top end of the market, auction results have soared between $456,000 and $506,250, with the most pristine, perfectly struck specimens taking center stage in the collector world. This is the kind of coin that can define a collection, draw attention from major numismatic houses, and hold or even increase its value over time. If you ever come across one, even in modest condition, you're looking at a coin that could potentially change your collecting journey forever. Every detail matters, every grade counts, and the story behind this coin elevates it from everyday change to a historical masterpiece. For collectors and investors seeking modern dimes with exceptional scarcity, the 1975 Roosevelt dime with no S mint mark isn't just a coin, it's a legend waiting to be found, preserved, and admired for generations. Next up, the 1965 Roosevelt dime without a mint mark. Most people think of 1965 dimes as common everyday change, the kind that jingle in your pocket, but the ones missing a mint mark are a completely different story. They're an anomaly, a minting rarity that collectors actively hunt for, and they can command a jaw-dropping price. If you're ready to explore a coin that transforms from pocket change into a major collector's treasure, you're in the right place. The 1965 Roosevelt dime itself is familiar to anyone who's handled U.S. coins. On the obverse, Franklin D. Roosevelt's dignified profile gazes forward, crisp and detailed, while the reverse features the classic torch flanked by an olive branch and oak sprig representing liberty, peace, and strength. What makes this specific coin extraordinary is not the design. Everyone recognizes it, but the missing mint mark, an unusual occurrence for 1965. By that year, all dimes should have carried either a D for Denver or an S for San Francisco, making the ones without any mark a rare and sought-after error. Condition plays a huge role in how valuable this dime can be. A coin showing circulation wear, scratches, flattened high points, and dull surfaces might still carry significant interest because the rarity itself is undeniable. However, when you move into uncirculated and mint-state grades, the value jumps dramatically. Sharp, pristine examples with full luster, flawless surfaces, and strong strike details attract the most attention from top collectors and professional graders. Even among rare coins, a high-grade specimen can set a record and become the crown jewel of a collection. Collectors are drawn to this coin for multiple reasons. It's a modern dime, yet it carries the thrill of extreme rarity. It's a piece of U.S. history, a glimpse into the minting process, and a tangible asset that can grow in value over time. Unlike everyday coins, which circulate and wear down quickly, a well-preserved 1965 dime without a mint mark offers the chance to own something virtually unique from a very familiar series. Enthusiasts look for subtle details, the quality of the strike, and the depth of the design to differentiate between average finds and truly exceptional examples. Now let's talk real-world value. In the market today, these coins realistically range around $25,600 for high-quality examples. That's a massive premium compared to ordinary 1965 dimes. Condition is critical here. Circulated versions may start lower, but a fully uncirculated coin with clear, strong details can achieve that $25,600 benchmark or more. This isn't just a number on a price guide. This is what collectors are actively paying at auctions, and it represents the premium placed on rarity, quality, and the thrill of owning an anomaly that almost never appears in circulation. The scarcity and desirability are so high that any example in exceptional condition could attract intense bidding, sometimes exceeding expectations and cementing its status as a major collectible. Owning a 1965 Roosevelt dime without a mint mark isn't just about having a coin, it's about holding a piece of American numismatic history that combines rarity, beauty, and investment potential. For serious collectors, investors, and anyone passionate about coins, this dime represents a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity. It proves that even within a series as common as the Roosevelt dimes, extraordinary treasures exist waiting to be discovered, preserved, and celebrated for generations. Next up, that's exactly what the 1967 Roosevelt dime without a mint mark is, a modern coin that hides extraordinary value in plain sight. While most dimes from 1967 were minted in Philadelphia and Denver fully marked and common in circulation, the few that escaped with no mint mark have become the holy grail for serious collectors and error enthusiasts alike. Today, we're going to take an in-depth look at why this coin is so special, how to identify it, and what it could mean for your collection. The 1967 Roosevelt dime carries the classic, timeless design everyone recognizes. Franklin D. Roosevelt's profile dominates the obverse, showing crisp lines of his hair, glasses, and face, while the reverse features the iconic torch, olive branch, and oak sprig. a symbol of liberty, peace, and strength. On the surface, it looks like any dime you might find in your wallet, but the absence of a mint mark tells a completely different story. These coins were meant to carry a mark indicating their mint of origin, but a small number were mistakenly released without one. That tiny detail transforms a common coin into a rarity that collectors actively seek. Condition is everything when it comes to determining value. Circulated examples with signs of wear are collectible, yes, but their price is just the beginning. Once a coin enters uncirculated condition, the numbers start climbing. Mint state examples with strong luster, sharp details, and no surface imperfections can reach impressive market prices. Grading by professional services adds even more credibility, with high grades dramatically increasing demand and auction performance. Every subtle detail, from the clarity of Roosevelt's profile to the depth of the torch design, can influence the final value and make a major difference for serious collectors. Collectors love this coin because it blends the thrill of an era with the familiarity of a modern dime. Unlike 1960s dimes that are abundant and ordinary, the 1967 no min mark variety is scarce enough to excite seasoned numismatists while still accessible enough to be found by determined hunters. It's a coin that challenges collectors to look closer, examine details, and appreciate how tiny minting anomalies can create extraordinary opportunities. Even casual collectors who stumble across one will instantly recognize its potential. When it comes to real-world value, the numbers are eye-opening. A 1967 Roosevelt dime without a mint mark can realistically reach around $14,400 in high-quality condition. That's not a hypothetical number. It reflects actual market activity and what serious collectors are willing to pay for a verified, well-preserved example. Circulated coins may bring less, but once you have an uncirculated or high-grade mint state specimen, the premium is significant. The rarity, combined with strong collector demand, ensures that any auction featuring a top-quality example will generate attention, excitement, and serious bidding. Owning a 1967 Roosevelt dime without a mint mark is more than just owning a coin. It's holding a piece of modern U.S. numismatic history. It represents scarcity hidden in everyday currency, an opportunity to secure something few collectors ever see, and an investment-grade collectible that can maintain or grow in value over time. For anyone passionate about coins, this small dime is proof that extraordinary treasures can hide in the most ordinary places, waiting for sharp-eyed collectors to discover and preserve them. Next up, at first glance, it looks like just another dime, but this tiny coin hides a remarkable secret. I'm talking about the 1972 Roosevelt dime without a mint mark, a coin that transforms everyday currency into a rare, sought-after collector's treasure. While most 1972 dimes were minted in Philadelphia and Denver with their respective marks, the few that slip through without a mint mark are extremely rare, and their scarcity has created a buzz among serious collectors and investors alike. Today, we're going to dive into every detail that makes this dime extraordinary, from design and metal composition to grading, rarity, and its impressive market value. Let's start with the coin itself. The 1972 Roosevelt dime is instantly recognizable, featuring Franklin D. Roosevelt's profile on the obverse with crisp details in his hair, glasses, and facial features, while the reverse showcases the familiar torch, olive branch, and oak sprig, symbols of liberty, peace, and strength. On an ordinary dime, this design is simple, elegant, and consistent. But for the 1972 no mint mark variety, that tiny omission in the mint mark area completely changes its story. It's this small anomaly, almost invisible to the untrained eye, that transforms a coin you might otherwise overlook into a modern rarity with incredible collector appeal. Condition is a major factor when it comes to value. Circulated coins show natural wear, scratches, and flattened details, and while they can still attract interest because of rarity, uncirculated examples are where the real magic happens. Mint state coins, graded by professional services such as PCGS or NGC, can display pristine surfaces, full luster, and razor-sharp detail that dramatically enhance their appeal. Even subtle differences in the strike, like how clearly Roosevelt's features stand out or how deep and crisp the torch and branches are, can affect collector demand and auction performance. Every detail matters because the market for rare errors and low mintage modern coins is fiercely competitive. Collectors are drawn to this coin for more than just its rarity. It's a tangible connection to U.S. minting history, a peek behind the scenes at the quality control and occasional mistakes of the mint, and a chance to own something that very few people will ever encounter. The 1972 Most Valuable Roosevelt Dime is particularly appealing because it's part of a modern series most people think of as common. That contrast, an otherwise ordinary dime becoming a high-value rarity, is exactly what makes it so thrilling for collectors. It's also a coin that inspires patience, research, and careful observation as enthusiasts track every nuance and verified example. Now, let's get into value. For a 1972 Roosevelt dime without a mint mark, high-quality examples are currently estimated at around $5,400. That figure reflects actual market trends and what collectors are willing to pay for coins that have been authenticated and graded in excellent condition. Circulated examples may bring less, but the key takeaway is that even a small modern dime, if it's rare and well preserved, can command thousands of dollars. The market is highly responsive to verified mint state examples, and any auction presenting a top-grade coin can spark fierce bidding and attention from collectors around the country. The investment potential is clear. While most dimes minted in 1972 are ordinary, the no-mint mark variety stands apart, combining scarcity, historical intrigue, and eye-catching detail into a coin that can serve as both a prized collectible and a smart addition to a numismatic portfolio. High-grade specimens have the potential not only to retain value over time, but to appreciate, especially as collectors continue to hunt for these elusive errors. For anyone looking to own a coin that tells a story, challenges the eye, and holds real monetary value, the 1972 Roosevelt dime without a mint mark is a perfect choice. Every collector knows that the thrill of discovery is part of what makes numismatics so exciting, and this coin embodies that excitement perfectly. It's a reminder that even in the modern era, hidden treasures exist in plain sight, waiting for those who take the time to look closely, appreciate the details, and understand what makes a coin truly special. The 1972 Roosevelt dime without a mint mark is more than just a piece of metal. It's a modern rarity, a collectible gem, and an opportunity to own a piece of American history that few will ever hold. Next up, the 1973 Roosevelt dime with a D mint mark. While most collectors are used to thinking of 1970s dimes as common in every day, this particular coin stands out because it's tied to a lower mintage issue from the Denver Mint and has become highly sought after by modern coin enthusiasts. Whether you're a seasoned collector or just starting out, understanding what makes this dime special and how to evaluate its value can open your eyes to the hidden treasures hiding in plain sight. The 1973 Roosevelt dime carries the timeless design familiar to all American coin collectors. Franklin D. Roosevelt's profile dominates the obverse, showing remarkable detail in his hair, glasses, and facial contours, while the reverse features the classic torch, olive branch, and oak spread, symbols of liberty, peace, and strength. On the surface, this dime may seem ordinary, but the presence of the D mint mark on the obverse tells collectors a crucial story. It was struck at the Denver Mint, and specific issues that year were produced in relatively low numbers compared to Philadelphia strikes. That simple D makes this coin an entirely different class of collectible, particularly when it comes to higher grade examples. Condition is everything. When evaluating this coin, circulated dimes with signs of wear can still hold value, but it's the uncirculated and mint state examples that truly capture collectors' attention. Coins graded MS63 and above show the brilliance of the original strike, with sharp details in Roosevelt's profile and deep defined relief on the reverse. Minor imperfections, surface marks, or dulling can make a noticeable difference in value, which is why professional grading by services such as NGC or PCGS is so important for serious collectors. Every detail, from the crispness of the lettering to the depth of the torch and branches, plays a role in determining how much this coin can fetch at auction or in private sales. Collectors are drawn to the 1973 Roosevelt dime for several reasons. First, it's part of a modern series, making it familiar and accessible. But the combination of low mintage, high-quality preservation, and collector demand turns it into a highly desirable coin. It's also an excellent example of how subtle differences like a mint mark or sharpness of strike can elevate a coin from everyday currency to a collectible with real monetary and historical significance. Enthusiasts appreciate both the rarity and the opportunity to own a piece of Denver mint history that not everyone can easily acquire. Now, let's talk numbers. A well-preserved 1973D Roosevelt dime can realistically command around $6,500 in today's market. That value reflects verified, high-grade examples and underscores just how valuable even a relatively modern dime can be when scarcity, condition, and demand align. Circulated coins may be worth less, but a certified mint state coin attracts serious attention, often resulting in competitive bidding at auctions and private sales. High-grade examples, especially those certified MS-65 or higher, can even exceed this range, highlighting the investment potential for collectors willing to focus on quality and verification. Owning a 1973D Roosevelt dime with a D mint mark is about more than just having a coin. It's about holding a piece of modern American numismatic history that's both beautiful and valuable. It's a coin that demonstrates how details like mint marks, preservation, and grading can dramatically influence value, offering both collectors and investors a rare opportunity to secure a tangible, high-demand piece. For anyone seeking a coin that combines accessibility, rarity, and serious market value, this 1973D dime is a must-have addition to a collection, a standout example of how even modern coins can hold tremendous appeal. Next up, you might not believe it at first, but a dime you see every day could be hiding serious collector value, and the 1979 Roosevelt dime without a mint mark is a perfect example. At first glance, it looks just like any other dime you'd find in your pocket, but this particular coin is incredibly rare, and collectors will pay top dollar to add one to their collections. It's a modern coin, yet it carries a story of minting rarity that makes it an exciting find for anyone interested in USI coins. If you've ever wondered how a simple dime could be worth thousands, this is a case study in hidden value. The 1979 Roosevelt dime features the same familiar design that has been in circulation since 1946. On the obverse Franklin D, Roosevelt's portrait is detailed, showing his glasses, hair, and dignified profile, while the reverse displays the classic torch, olive branch, and oak sprig representing liberty, peace, and strength. But here's where things get interesting. Most 1979 dimes should carry a mint mark, indicating whether they were struck in Philadelphia, Denver, or San Francisco. The few that came out without any mint mark are the anomalies, and that tiny omission instantly elevates their status among collectors. It's subtle, easy to overlook, and yet it's the defining factor that transforms an everyday coin into a rare collectible. Condition is critical in establishing value for this coin. Circulated examples, which may show signs of wear, scratches, or minor dents, are collectible, but the real excitement happens with uncirculated and mint state specimens. High-grade coins. Those graded MS-63 and above retain full luster, sharp stripe details, and crisp lettering, dramatically increasing collector demand. Even small imperfections can influence the final auction price, so professional grading by PCGS or NGC is often essential for buyers who want to ensure authenticity and maximize value. Collectors are very particular about surface quality, the definition of Roosevelt's portrait, and the depth of the torch and branches, and they reward coins that meet those exacting standards. What makes this coin particularly appealing is the combination of modern familiarity and extreme rarity. Unlike older coins that are naturally scarce, this is a 1970s dime, something most people consider abundant, but the no mint mark variety turns that assumption on its head. It's a reminder that even in the modern era, minting anomalies can produce extraordinary collectibles. For collectors, this coin represents a challenge and a thrill. It's a hunt for a needle in the haystack, a piece of history tucked inside something most people overlook. Now let's talk real-world value. A 1979 Roosevelt dime without a mint mark can realistically reach around $7,200 in high-quality condition. That's a significant premium over regular dimes, and it reflects both scarcity and collector demand. Circulated coins may bring a bit less, but a pristine, certified, mint state example has serious auction potential. Any top-grade specimen could draw competitive bidding, especially among collectors who focus on modern errors and rare varieties. The value here isn't just in numbers, it's in the excitement of owning a coin that almost no one else will ever see in this condition. Owning a 1979 Roosevelt dime without a mint mark is more than just adding a coin to your collection. It's holding a tangible piece of numismatic history, an anomaly that combines rarity, visual appeal, and investment potential. High-grade examples are especially prized, offering the chance to secure a modern collectible that stands out from the crowd and could continue to appreciate over time. For serious collectors, investors, or even casual enthusiasts, this dime proves that even everyday currency can hide extraordinary surprises, and that one small discovery can completely transform a collection. Next up, the 1981 Roosevelt dime with a P mint mark, so remarkable. While most people consider dimes from the early 1980s ordinary and abundant, this particular coin has become a modern numismatic superstar. Its combination of scarcity, condition, sensitivity, and collector demand makes it one of the most sought-after Roosevelt dimes from its era, and today we're going to explore everything that makes it extraordinary, from design and minting details to grading, rarity, and market value. The 1981 Roosevelt dime is instantly recognizable even to casual coin enthusiasts. On the obverse Franklin D, Roosevelt's portrait commands attention, with his profile sharply defined, hair neatly detailed, and glasses rendered in crisp relief. The reverse features the classic torch, olive branch, and oak sprig, symbols that have represented liberty, peace, and strength for decades. But here's the key detail that separates this dime from the millions minted that year. The P mint mark, indicating it came from the Philadelphia Mint. While Philadelphia struck millions of standard dimes, certain coins from 1981, particularly those that have survived in exceptional condition, are surprisingly rare in the higher mint state grades, and collectors are willing to pay a premium to secure them. Condition is everything when it comes to this coin. Circulated examples can still be collectible, showing minor wear, flattened high points, and surface marks, but the real excitement lies with uncirculated and mint state examples. Coins graded MS63 and above reveal full original luster, sharp edges, and flawless detail, and the difference in price between a circulated example and a high-grade mint state coin is staggering. Even subtle imperfections like hairlines, tiny scratches, or a weak stripe can affect the coin's market value, which is why professional grading is so important for collectors looking to invest. Every line in Roosevelt's profile, every ridge in the torch and branches, and the crispness of the lettering all play a critical role in determining how collectors perceive and value the coin. Collectors are drawn to this coin not only for its rarity, but also for the story it tells. The 1981 P Roosevelt dime is part of a modern series that many people overlook, yet it demonstrates how even coins minted in the millions can contain hidden gems when preserved in excellent condition. It's a coin that rewards careful inspection, research, and the patience to seek out high-quality examples. For both new and seasoned collectors, it's a fascinating reminder that value isn't just about age, it's about scarcity, condition, and demand, and this dime has all three. Now, let's discuss the value in concrete terms. A well-preserved 1980 1P Roosevelt dime can realistically command around $17,750 in today's market. That's not a random estimate. It reflects actual trends in auction sales and private collector transactions. Circulated coins will, of course, sell for less, but a certified high-grade mint state example will attract serious attention and competitive bidding. The difference between a mid-grade uncirculated coin and an MS65 or MS66 specimen can be dramatic, sometimes doubling or even tripling the price, which highlights the importance of preservation and professional verification. This is a coin where a single collector-grade specimen can become the centerpiece of a collection or a significant investment. The investment potential for this coin is equally impressive. High-grade 1981 penny dimes are not just collectible, they are sought-after modern rarities that hold both historical and financial significance. They allow collectors to secure a tangible, certified piece of American numismatic history that is visually appealing and market valuable. As demand continues and the number of high-grade survivors remains limited, the likelihood of strong auction results remains high. For serious collectors and investors, owning one of these dimes means having a modern coin that is as beautiful to look at as it is rare and valuable in the marketplace. In the end, the 1981 Roosevelt dime with a P mint mark is a perfect example of how modern coins can still surprise us. It combines the familiarity of a classic design with the excitement of rarity, high-grade preservation, and significant market value. For anyone who appreciates numismatic history, investment-grade collectibles, or simply the thrill of uncovering something extraordinary in the most ordinary places, this coin is an absolute must-have. It proves that, even in the modern era, the right dime can carry both story and value, and that careful collectors who know what to look for can find hidden treasures waiting to be discovered. Next up, the 1984 Roosevelt dime with a P mint mark represents. While most people think of 1980s dimes as everyday pocket change, this particular coin has quietly become a standout in the modern Roosevelt series. Its scarcity, the story behind the mint mark, and the high demand among collectors combine to make it a coin worth exploring in depth. Today, we're going to uncover everything about this dime. Its design, grading, rarity, and market value so you can truly understand why it commands attention. The 1984 Roosevelt dime carries the iconic design that has been familiar for decades. On the obverse, Franklin D. Roosevelt's portrait is crisp and dignified, with sharp details in his hair, glasses, and facial contours, while the reverse features the timeless torch flanked by an olive branch and oak sprig representing liberty, peace, and strength. The distinguishing feature here is the P mint mark on the obverse, signifying it was struck at the Philadelphia Mint. While Philadelphia produced millions of dimes that year, coins like this one in pristine condition are far less common than most people realize. That small P, combined with careful preservation, transforms an ordinary coin into a highly collectible piece. Condition is critical when determining the value of this dime. Circulated coins show wear, scuffs, and flattened details, and while they are of interest to some collectors, the premium comes with uncirculated and mint state examples. Coins graded MS63 and above exhibit full original luster, sharp strikes, and exceptional detail in both Roosevelt's portrait and the reverse torch design. Even minor imperfections can impact value, which is why professional grading by services like NGC or PCGS is highly recommended. By services like NGC or PCGS is highly recommended. Collectors pay close attention to surface quality, sharpness of the relief, and overall eye appeal, and these factors can significantly affect auction results. What makes this coin particularly exciting is that it demonstrates how modern issues can still offer surprises. Most 1980s dimes are abundant and overlooked, yet the 1984 P. Roosevelt dime in high grade stands out due to its scarcity and collector demand. It's a coin that encourages careful observation, research, and attention to detail, rewarding collectors who are willing to look beyond the ordinary and focus on condition, mint origin, and rarity in first. This combination makes it both a collector's favorite and a potential investment-grade piece. Now let's focus on value. High-grade 1984 P. Roosevelt dimes currently sell for around $8,000, reflecting their rarity and appeal among serious collectors. Circulated examples are worth considerably less, but once you reach certified mint state coins, the premium is substantial. High-grade examples often attract competitive bidding at auctions, and well-preserved specimens can occasionally exceed the expected range, emphasizing the importance of certification and proper grading. This makes the coin not just a collectible, but a strategic addition to a numismatic portfolio. Owning a 1984 Roosevelt dime with a P mint mark is more than adding another coin to your collection. It's about holding a piece of modern American numismatic history that combines rarity is This dime is a reminder that even in the modern era, coins can surprise us with their scarcity and market potential. For collectors, investors, and enthusiasts, it represents the perfect blend of accessibility and exclusivity, familiar in design but exceptional in value, with the right eye for detail and an appreciation for mint state preservation. This coin can become a centerpiece of any collection and a testament to the hidden treasures that modern U.S. coins can offer. Next up, the 1988 Roosevelt dime with a P mint mark. On the surface, it looks like every other dime minted in the late 80s, but for collectors who know what to look for, this coin is far from ordinary. Its combination of modern familiarity, scarcity, and high grades, and collector demand make it a truly exciting piece to own. Today, we're going to unpack every detail from design and minting nuances to condition, rarity, and its impressive market value. The 1988 Roosevelt dime features the classic design that has been a staple for decades. Franklin D. Roosevelt's portrait graces the obverse, rendered in fine detail, from the sharp contours of his face and glasses to the subtle lines of his hair. On the reverse, the torch, olive branch, and oak sprayed represent liberty, peace, and strength, a design that is instantly recognizable yet timeless in its elegance. What sets this coin apart is the P mint mark, showing it was struck at the Philadelphia Mint. While millions of Philadelphia dimes were produced that year, surviving examples in high-quality mint state condition are considerably rarer than most collectors assume, making this coin highly sought after. Condition is the defining factor when it comes to value. Circulated coins can show signs of wear, flattened relief, scratches, and minor dents, but they still carry collector interest because the mint mark itself is a rarity in certain grades. Where the coin truly shines is in uncirculated or mint state condition. Coins graded MS63 and above exhibit full original luster, sharp details, and clean surfaces, dramatically increasing demand and market value. Collectors scrutinize every detail from the clarity of Roosevelt's profile to the depth and definition of the torch and branches. Even small imperfections can affect pricing, which is why professional grading for an NGC or PCGS is highly recommended for serious buyers. The appeal of this coin goes beyond rarity. It's about the thrill of owning a modern dime that is both familiar and extraordinary. Most 1988 dimes are considered common, yet the P mint mark, in combination with excellent preservation, transforms this coin into a modern collector's treasure. It's a coin that encourages careful observation and appreciation of detail, rewarding collectors who understand the significance of mint marks, strike quality, and grade. This is why it's not just a coin, it's a piece of numismatic history from the late 20th century. Now, let's talk real-world value. A high-grade 1988 P Roosevelt dime can fetch around $6,500 in the current market. Circulated examples are valued lower, but once you move into certified mint state grades, the price jumps significantly. These coins attract attention at auctions and private sales alike, often sparking competitive bidding among collectors who focus on modern eras and low mintage varieties. High-grade examples may occasionally exceed expectations, making this coin not just a collectible, but a tangible investment in a market where quality and rarity dictate value. Owning a 1988 Roosevelt dime with a P mint mark isn't just about adding another coin to your collection. It's about holding a modern piece of American numismatic history that combines rarity, beauty, and proven market value. High-grade specimens allow collectors to secure a coin that is visually appealing, historically significant, and financially compelling. For enthusiasts and investors alike, this dime demonstrates that even in the late 20th century, ordinary coins can carry extraordinary significance, and that a small, familiar piece of currency can hold tremendous value in the hands of a knowledgeable collector. Next up, the 1996 Roosevelt dime with a People Minute mark represents. At first glance, it looks just like any other dime you've seen 1,000 times, but this coin has quietly become a prized modern collectible. Its combination of scarcity and high-grade examples, sharp design, and collector demand makes it a coin that serious numismatists keep a close eye on. Today, we're going to explore why this dime is special, what to look for, and why it commands such impressive value in today's market. The 1996 Roosevelt dime carries the iconic design that has defined the series for decades. The obverse features Franklin D. Roosevelt's dignified portrait with fine lines in his hair, glasses, and facial details, while the reverse showcases the torch, olive branch, and oak sprig, symbols of liberty, peace, and strength. What elevates this coin is the P-Mint mark, indicating it was struck at the Philadelphia Mint. While millions of dimes were produced that year, the 1996 P. Roosevelt dime has become especially desirable in high-grade condition. Coins that have survived with full luster and sharp strikes are surprisingly rare, and that rarity is what drives collector enthusiasm and market value. Condition is absolutely critical in evaluating this coin. Circulated examples may show wear, flattened relief, and minor surface marks, which limits their value, but uncirculated coins are where this dime truly shines. Mint state examples, graded MS63 and above, preserve the coin's original luster, sharp lettering, and crisp relief, significantly increasing collector demand. Even subtle variations in strike quality or surface preservation can influence price, which is why professional certification from NGC or PCGS is often essential for anyone seeking top dollar value. Every ridge in Roosevelt's profile, every line in the torch and branches, and the overall. This coin is appealing not just because of its rarity, but also because it offers the thrill of finding a modern coin that feels both familiar and extraordinary. Most 1990s dimes are abundant and overlooked, yet the 1996 P in high-grade condition transforms an ordinary-looking coin into a collectible that can become the centerpiece of a collection. It's a coin that rewards careful observation, research, and an understanding of how mint marks, condition, and demand intersect to create true numismatic value. Now, let's talk numbers. A high-quality 1996 P Roosevelt dime can realistically command around $9,400 in today's market. Circulated examples will naturally be valued lower, but once you reach certified mint state grades, the premium is substantial. Auctions and private sales for top-grade specimens often attract multiple competitive bidders, highlighting the desirability of the coin. High-grade examples can even surpass expectations, showing just how strong the market is for modern Roosevelt dimes with rare survival in exceptional condition. Owning a 1996 Roosevelt dime with a P-Mint mark isn't just about holding a coin, it's about possessing a tangible piece of modern American numismatic history. It's a coin that combines rarity, visual appeal, and verified market value, making it both a collectible and an investment. For collectors and enthusiasts, this dime proves that even in the late 20th century, ordinary-looking coins can hide extraordinary value. With careful braiding and attention to condition, this coin is more than a dime, it's a modern treasure that could be the highlight of any collection.